Yo, check it. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Remember, Friday, the market is closed, so tomorrow is our Friday. We're going to be looking at max pain for AMC and GME. We're also looking at the technicals and fundamentals that you need to know as a trader and investor, and news and information that you need to know as a trader and investor. I also have a special message at the end of this video, so if you watch the end, you can check that out as well. I appreciate each and every one of you for helping me make it this far. Let's not waste any more of your time and hop into charts, facts, data. Let's go. What is up, fam? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. You already know the deal. This video is not financial advice. Should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, with that being said, let's go on up at the charts, facts, data. Showing y'all what is going on for today. Now, we're hopped into the charts. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on. AMC, short interest increasing. As you guys can see, short interest sitting at 11.28%, 4.5 million short shares. They are shorting heavily. Right now, we are seeing pullback in the meme stocks, and I'm going to explain why this is happening. GameStop also short interest decreasing 11.65%. We want short interest decrease because higher the short interest, the higher the short squeeze. 4.1 million short shares as they are shorting heavily. Things are brewing in the background for AMC and GME as cost of borrow is slowly ticking to the upside and starting to see spikes to the upside as well. If we see cost of borrow go over 1% or higher, this is bullish for the meme stocks. And if we see cost of borrow rising as it is, this is bullish for the meme stocks. Cost of borrow is low right now, sitting at 0.56%. We want to see it at 1% or higher, and even 1% is a low, but right now we are with it and working with what we got. So you can see 0.32% here for GameStop as well. We want to see that cost of borrow go higher. If you see spikes like this, that's going to be normally signs of bullishness. Last time we've seen these spikes, we've seen price increase for the meme stocks. Now, I also told you guys that fundamentals are increasing, and also AMC and GME are becoming in a unique position. GME is about to have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is decoupling from the market. You can see how Bitcoin is green, the market is red. Also, the dollar is down. That's why Bitcoin is green. Once GameStop buys the Bitcoin, it's going to help make it recession proof. AMC has HYMC. That's gold. Gold, Bitcoin. I told you guys this is going to do well in the recession/depression as we move deeper into this recession and depression as the macro plays out as I predicted. So again, those things are going to help make it recession proof. Also, apes will not sell, and margin calls as SPY starts to go lower and lower and liquidity dries out of the market will cause short squeezes for stocks like AMC and GME. So we have multiple reasons, bullish technicals showing us that AMC and GME will see a move to the upside. We also have on the monthly MACD, again, these are macro technicals. When in doubt, zoom out. This takes time, but it will play out. Green MACD on both of the meme stocks right now. Green MACD on both of the meme stocks, and we're breaking out of a falling wedge here for GameStop, which is most likely going to lead it to an overall uptrend, which I've talked about in plenty of my videos. So again, macro technicals are showing bullishness. Also, macro fundamentals are showing bullishness, and all of the macro predictions that I talked about with SPY starting to pull back and Bitcoin decoupling from the market are starting to play out as the recession and depression start to move into play, and AMC and GME start to move as I predicted so long ago. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, you might be confused at what I'm talking about, but basically I made a set of macro predictions where you would see basically Bitcoin rally, then you would see the market crash, and then you would see AMC and GME squeeze as the market crashes, as we move into the bear market, and as liquidity dries up. And I break this all down here on my Twitter. I'm just going to show you the post real quick, but as you guys can see, you can pause and read it, but these are the 3 steps. Right now we are in step 2, and this is what I'm looking at. So as far as what we could see as for tomorrow, unfortunately for the meme stocks, we could see some more pullback. And remember, tomorrow is going to be the last trading day because the market is closed Friday. So tomorrow is basically our Friday. It's the last trading day. We're closed for Good Friday. So I think we're going to see a little bit more downside here for GME. GME still has this gap fill to the downside. It came and almost filled it, but it got a bounce off support after SPY bounced as well. GME is following SPY. SPY pulled back, and GME pulled back as well. Also pulled back for AMC as well, but AMC is holding up pretty decent. You can see that we still have to fill this gap for AMC or GameStop, and we're breaking down out of this rising wedge. So I'm expecting GameStop to actually pull back a little bit further and head down to the liquidity zone of 25.50 to about 24.50 here for GME, which I explained in yesterday's video, and those predictions are now coming to fruition as we speak. So again, GME, unfortunately, a little bit of downside is expected as we break down out of this rising wedge. But we have all of these buy orders. I'm expecting to get a bounce once we come down for that liquidity test, and then continue to the upside, making an overall higher low, and that will give us, again, an overall uptrend because we're making higher lows, higher highs, making an overall uptrend, breaking out of the macro falling wedge, and that's going to lead GME to start pushing to the upside. So this is bullish for GME. We also can quickly look at max pain for both AMC and GME because max pain will be in effect because tomorrow is basically our Friday. So max pain here for AMC is sitting at $3. So of course they're going to try to push us to right around $2.98, $2.99. So they might be incentivized to let AMC run up a little bit, but because AMC being so volatile and the gamma ramp at $3, they probably don't want us anywhere near $3, but we could see a little bit recovery Friday for AMC potentially based off of max pain. And if we look at GME max pain, you guys can see GME's max pain right now at time of recording is sitting at $25. So right now they are going to try to push GME down, and we could see a little bit more downside for GME based off of the rising wedge technicals that we're seeing here. Again, I don't think it's going to be a big crash. I think we're going to come down to about 25.60, 25.50, 24.50, around that range, and then get a bounce back to the upside in my personal opinion. AMC might need to pull back a little bit with GameStop, but I think AMC is also going to come back for a liquidity test and then bounce back to the upside. You can see AMC literally following perfectly with my prediction from yesterday's video, but overall, when in doubt, zoom out. Right now, AMC is breaking out of a falling wedge, and this falling wedge could easily see us head back towards $5.50, $6, and if we hold $6, you could see AMC really start to push up, and the falling wedge break out for GME could see GME eventually head back towards $30 to $35 on the macro, which then could see GME, if we do break past $30 to $35, see GME make a decent move to the upside as we are breaking out of this falling wedge here, which could see us to a price target to the other side. So again, both AMC and GME micro going to have a pullback, but in the long term, I think we're going to have a continuation to the upside. I think AMC has bottomed, so I don't think we're going lower than this $1.45, and I think AMC is just going to come down for these buy orders and then get a move back to the upside. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME. Let's go ahead and move into SPY in the overall stock market, and then we'll move into cryptocurrency and wrap up this video. So SPY got some bad news today. Again, Trump tariffs literally getting out of control, ladies and gentlemen. This would destroy trade as we know it. I don't know if you guys seen exactly what is going on right now, but the Trump tariffs are getting wild. Trump tariff, China faces up to 245% tariffs. This would literally end trade. So this literally has to be a bluff, but this is not what the market wants to see. This type of uncertainty is very, very bad for the market. So again, I think we've seen that liquidity pump. I think we're going to see a movement back to the downside, like I said, and with this news coming out, that is confirming that, and we did see a move down as SPY is starting to pull back and SQQQ is starting to head back towards 40 bucks. I'm telling you guys, SQQQ in my personal opinion is going to head to at least 60 bucks. That's my minimum price target, as that is where the first gap fill is on the daily time frame, and then I have several other price targets for SQQQ up towards 70 and then 90 where these other gap fills are, but at minimum I think SQQQ is going to go to 60. So I do not think this market crash is over, and I told you guys that we would see a recovery to a pullback, and that is exactly what we are starting to see. We are still in an overall downtrend. The alligator is showing extreme bearishness on the daily and weekly time frame, and I think this downtrend is far from over in my personal opinion, and the tariffs haven't even gone into effect yet. Once they fully go into effect and we start getting the inflation and price shocks from them, it is going to bring prices down in the stock market. So ladies and gentlemen, expect a bear market. I know bulls were hopeful for a possible recovery, but ladies and gentlemen, I think we're moving into a bear market where you're going to see stocks start to decouple from the crypto market as people flee the dollar. They start moving into gold, moving into Bitcoin, moving into silver, and start leaving the stock market and leaving this AI bubble. As this AI bubble starts to deflate and the overall liquidity gets drawn out of the market that has been pumped into the market from from that AI narrative. NASDAQ also pulling back heavily as well. I'm expecting more downside for both SPY and NASDAQ in my personal opinion. SPY, if it loses the key level of 524.25, you're going to see more downside, so watch for that level if you are a bear. Bulls need to watch for the level of 526.75. We could see a little bit push above that, but I'm thinking overall we would probably reject from 530, and if we reject from 530, we're going to move down, and if we lose 524.25, then you're going to see a much more continuation down, and if we lose 520.36, SPY will absolutely dump. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY. Overall downtrend still intact, and I think we're going to continue down in my personal opinion. SQQQ starting to look even more bullish, and I think we're going to see a continuation to the upside for SQQQ, which means NASDAQ will pull back. SQQQ moves inverse of NASDAQ with 3x leverage. Again, be very, very careful if you do enter this stock. It is shorting the market with 3x leverage. It is dangerous, but it is risky, and with risk comes reward. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and move into BTC and then wrap up this video. So Bitcoin and crypto. Bitcoin, I'm telling you guys, technicals showing that we are going to decouple. We not only have this falling wedge here, which I explained perfectly in yesterday's video, but we have fundamentals starting to decouple as well. As people flee the dollar, you can see the dollar coming down every time we get these tariff news. The dollar's coming down, 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 down. People are fleeing the dollar. We recently got this tariff news, and as people do that, gold is going to perform well, which it has been. Silver is going to perform well, which it has been, and Bitcoin is going to perform well. Anything under 99 is going to cause Bitcoin to go into a pump, ladies and gentlemen. So if we start breaking under $99, which we are close for the dollar index, you could see Bitcoin start to move up rapidly. If Bitcoin can hold 85K, that's going to be confirmation that we have broken out of this falling wedge. We might need to see a pullback and retest of the overall sloping support and resistance, but if we can get above 85K and hold that, then we can start pushing towards 91.6K. And if we break 91.6K, ladies and gentlemen, that means we have broken out of the wedge and Bitcoin is decoupling. Now you can see Bitcoin was green today while the indexes like SPY and NASDAQ were down sharply. This is more proof that we are going to start decoupling from the overall stock market. And again, the fundamentals with the Trump tariffs, the dollar falling, that's going to make Bitcoin stronger. These are indications and fundamentals that we're going to see Bitcoin decouple. And we have technicals with the falling wedge showing that we're going to see Bitcoin decouple in the macro as well. This is very, very promising for my macro predictions to play out as I said. You can see some other coins are green as well. Bitcoin's only slightly green right now, so altcoins aren't absolutely pumping, but the crypto market is overall green while the overall stock market was red. Key coins like XRP are starting to move. I am up on the recent XRP that I bought in the dip. XRP recently had an ETF made as well, so I'm looking at key coins like XRP, Ethereum, and Cardano, ADA as top projects that will do well once Bitcoin really starts to move up again. As far as like Ethereum is concerned, as long as it can stay above 1.5K, it could potentially move back towards 2K, and we might not have to see this flush out to the downside. But if Bitcoin pulls back, then you might see a little bit of flush out for Ethereum, but then I would expect a sharp bounce back to the upside. But overall, it's looking very, very bullish for crypto, and it looks like we are going to decouple like I thought we would. Ladies and gentlemen, this was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like. Check out the merch store. I'm wearing some of the merch right now. I'm wearing the merch all the time in most of my videos. If you guys buy anything from the merch store, it directly supports the channel and helps me out as well, and helps rep the channel as well. People might ask about it. You can say, hey, this is DataZero. If you guys want to support the channel for absolutely free, just share the channel, share the videos, comment, leave a like down below, and I appreciate each and every one of you for helping me out. Especially today, we did give away a free Discord today. Also, it was my son's birthday. You guys went absolutely crazy with super chats, and I truly appreciate it. We were able to give him a PlayStation because of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this community, and I appreciate each and every one of you truly from the bottom of my heart. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam. All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, guys. Today was my son's birthday, and because of y'all, I was able to get him a PlayStation. You guys went absolutely ham with the super chat as well, helping to donate towards that cause, and I truly appreciate you guys for that, and he does as well. He wanted me to tell you guys thank you, and he appreciates you guys. So, as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.